Well, it's welcome to the totally awesome fishing show. This one's going to be something different. I'm actually river fishing for trout. Now, I don't get to do a lot of this, and it is nothing like river fishing on still waters. A lot more difficult. You've got to contend with the current, the flow, finding the fish, getting the features. I'm down here on one of the Orvis stretches of the River Test, famous trout river in Hampshire, and showing me around, showing me, well, he's going to show me all the tips, isn't he? He's got to show me the tips. His river keeper for Orvis here is Tom Skipsey.
So at the top of the beak we've got, that's where the name comes from, the ginger beer pool. There's a lot of froth, a lot of foam where the water comes in. So some of the bigger fish hang about there, it's so aerated with the oxygen. It then runs down, we've got a bridge, you cross over to the other bank, you go down, I'd say it's about knee depth, waist depth, for quite a way down. Get some big railing in there, 3 pounds, biggest trout this season 6, the averaging being about 2.5, 3 pound.
And that's split between what, browns and rainbows, is it, Tom?
Browns and rainbows, mostly browns. Put some rainbows in, just, you know, browns, you know, they hide down, they don't, bit trickier fishing, and the anglers prefer to keep the rainbow trout for eating. Right, today's the weed cut. Well, this week's the weed cut at the minute, so we're here today. There'll be bits of weed floating about. The weed needs to be cut, just it smothers the river. You'll see later on some shots where the weed's just covering the whole thing. You know, it's not good for fishing. The fish go under us. The anglers can't fish. There's just too much weed. And
the fish are fine though, aren't they? The fish are fine, it's just that the anglers can't get the fly to them. That's what it boils down to, is it?
Yeah, well, the fish are fine. They'll nestle in between it. It's just, you imagine weed everywhere. Your fly's going to be snagging on it. You can't get to the fish exactly.
When that weed cut's on, it's done in a specific time, really, isn't it? You know, that's a period. You can't just cut right through the year, because it would mess everybody's grills up further down the river. Is it true that, you know, you have to all virtually do it in the same period?
Yeah, so you've got a week, and I think there's a few weeks throughout the year, and so you've got the upper test that might start a few days earlier, and then it works its way down as the weed moves further down through the river. If you cut it all, you know, people don't want to be paying loads of money just for weed floating through. So if people cut it all at once, all the time, it's just, one, it's not good for the river, and 2, it's not good for fishing. So you've got chub. I've seen chub in here, probably about 6-7 pounds.
Oh, don't tell me, Tom. Roach, don't tell me you got roach as well.
Roach, I saw one yesterday, I'm guessing about 2.5. It was proper thick.
Yeah.
Really thick one. It was pike, probably a scraper 30. Perch, over 3 pounds-ish, but getting on there. And eels, some quite long, big eels.
So this time of year, Tom, we'll be looking at what? Dry fly, depending on the weather, and or nymph. The nymphs, so people know, it's just slightly under the surface. How would you describe the type of fishing we can be doing?
It's best doing dry fly. It's more traditional. It's more, you know, the favourable choice. You can do upstream nymph fishing if, you know, say last resort.
Yes.
And later on in the season when the fish are slowing down quite a bit. But yeah, we prefer people to do upstream dry. But you know,
okay. And hook size is big, small. What type of fly size are you going to be telling us to use here?
Nothing bigger than size 16s, probably size 18s and 20s.
18s and 20s?
Yeah, I reckon always the smaller the fly, the more natural, and you know, more it imitates the actual natural bugs and fly life. So
yeah,
smaller the fly, it's obviously the hooks aren't as strong. You've got to play the fish more careful, but yeah, you'll hook into more fish.
Now, talking about the tackle, look guys, you've seen some of our trout films, you've seen the old rubbish I use, but you know what I use. This is Orvis stretch, and in case people don't know, Orvis are, well, premier people, aren't they really, Tom? You know, on the fly fish or in the fly fishing market. I can see some rods over there. I'm really looking forward to having a throw with one and, you know, see what it's like and nice lines. So we're going to give it a go, have a walk down there. So what do we do? Do we start downstream first?
Yeah, I start downstream and work away up for sure.
And hopefully later you say there might be a chance of seeing one of these weed cutting boats actually in operation up on this stretch.
Yeah, it's booked in, should be about 2 o'clock-ish, so we'll definitely get some footage for the camera.
Oh, that'd be good. So you guys at least will be able to see, because this is like, look, you think of the top golf courses in the world, you're talking Augusta and something like that, and you look at it, and I love looking at it because I used to play golf, it's absolutely a pristine environment. And that's what's sort of created here is, you know, the environment that you're actually going trout fishing in. Rather than the size of the fish, it's the quality of the environment that you're in. So I'm looking forward to it. It's horrible weather out here, guys. It's raining. We've got a couple of anglers over there. One's already lost a fish and it looks a bit drizzly, so it's sort of not a bad fishing day. But I've got, obviously, a huge advantage. I've got Tom.
The river keeper.
Yeah, the river keeper. Does it get any better than having the river keeper? Just talk us through, just so people know what those rods and reels are.
So we've got the Orvis Helios 3s, the 5 weights. You can fish about 4 to 5 weight on the river.
It's light, it's quite light then, yeah?
Yeah, you don't want anything too heavy, you know, it's supposed to be right at the sports. You don't want to drag the fish in. You want to have, you know, fun fishing.
Yeah.
And then floating line, and probably about 9-10 foot leader.
Tapered leaders?
Yeah, tapered leaders. And then you can put tippets on the end if you want it lighter. Or
yeah, now I was thinking, how light would you go on the tippet? You know, because with my eyes, how on my God's name am I going to get the end of my leader through a size 16 or 18 hook?
So I normally fish with about 4 pounds tapered leader, and if it does get tricky, I'll put a 3 pounds tippet on.
Well, that's quite light, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah,
given the weed environment and size of the fish, you know.
Just got to play be smart. Play if the fish is going.
Let it go.
Yeah. Okay. And I wouldn't say, you know, follow it downstream if you have to. Don't yank it about. You know, just play the fish properly. Yeah. And you shouldn't have much problems.
Well, fingers crossed we get to see something. Well, people, I've come prepared. I did look at the forecast. It was showers, and unfortunately, it's a bit more than a shower. So, being cameraman, I am absolutely making sure I've got my brolly with me.
Trying a little size 18s parachute Adams. I know it's chucking it down. It's not going to be the best for dry fly, but the fish do come up for it still when it is raining. So it's, you know, it's more fun.
You grease the leader to make it float as well, I'd imagine, do you?
Yeah, grease up to about here.
Oh really? Why do you not do all of it?
No, you can do, I suppose, but you know, I'd rather save my. I've got.
So what you got there?
Some gel floatants. You can get powder and everything, but I think the powder coats the fly.
Yes.
I just don't like the white powder on it.
Yep.
There's this. I just put on the parachute there a little dab, and it'll be fine for maybe about 15 casts before I need.
Reapply?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll follow you.
Do you want to bring a fishing rod or later on?
Later on. No panic. I'm panicking because I haven't got a fishing rod, but at the end of the day, with all this rain, I can't film and fish.
No.
So you can see here, guys, it's very wide. Now the trout, Tom, are going to be less likely to be in here, aren't they? Because it's shallow, do you think?
Yeah, so it's a bit deeper at the margins at the side, so maybe 1 or 2, but in the middle here, unless something scares them up.
Well, just so people know, they gave showers today, and it looks like there's plenty of it here. A most untrout fishing day, but you never know. So Tom's now spotted a couple of spots, areas he's seen fish. And even here I can see the fly going down there. What I'm going to do, people, is when this rain stops, I've got the umbrella, you can see it's everywhere. Once the rain stops, I'm going to use a different camera, and hopefully we'll be able to go zoom in on the fly as it goes down the river. So what I'm doing is I'm keeping well back from the riverbank here, behind Tom, so the umbrella doesn't spook any fish. I'm sure they can see us there anyway, the clarity of the water being what it is. They probably definitely know we're here.
Just seen a real nice fish in the river now. It's probably about 3.5, 4 pounds, so hopefully he turns his head and grabs the fly.
So you're changing now from that last one?
Yeah, changing. We had a little Adams parachute and we cast over him quite a number of times, and he wasn't even bothered. You know, he knew the fly was there and he didn't want to go for it.
So you're saying what, 4, 5, 6 casts, if you don't get a fin turn or a head turn from them, you're going to change?
I think so. That, you know, the fish they get fish for quite a lot. They see a lot of flies.
Sure.
And you think you've got to be smart. And if they don't want that one fly, they might have been caught on that fly, say a week ago, and put back.
Yeah, because it's catch and release, so they're going to learn. They're not stupid, are they? You know.
No. It's a brace of fish and catch and release after. But say anglers probably rod average is about 10 fish 12 fish a day.
Wow, really?
Changes up some days, but that's what it's like in the book, the fishing book at the minute. So.
And you're putting on there, what's going on now?
It's a little gold head gamma shrimp. Just try and turn the heads a bit. It's not the neatest of flies, but it doesn't need to be.
Yeah. So with the dry fly fishing, you'd know pretty well straight away, if you don't get a head turn, you're going to be flogging a dead horse, is the saying. So now you're thinking maybe under the surface is the way to go.
Yeah, if they're not looking up, and they know the fly's there, but they don't want to, you know.
They don't want to rise off the lake, off the riverbed.
No, they're staying quite far down. They're not going to, you know, probably not going to go for it. They might do after, say, 40 casts, but
yeah,
you don't want to cast to a fish 40 times. You want to
find a fresh one. Find a hungry one.
Find one which, you know.
Now it's stopped raining now, people. I wish I put my polarising glasses on. I will do later on. And then of course it takes a while, I suppose, to for the people coming to get the same, what I call fish eye that you get, because you're on the river every day, so you know where to look, what to look for. But you know, when you're first starting, if people are doing this, as I said earlier, river fishing is not quite as easy as lake fishing, still waters. You've got the flow to contend with, you've got to find the fish in the first place, and because as soon as you cast to it, your line and fly is going down, you're getting swept out of position, it might drag, it might create something that the fish don't like, and at the end of the day, they're fished for, so it's, you know, a bit more of a challenge, I would say.
Definitely. So when it rains, you know, the insects don't want to hatch up into flies. Sorry, I just had a...
You had a follow?
Follow off a fish. We'll talk about rises, there's one there. So as soon as it stops raining, you know, the flies go onto the water and the fly life kicks up a bit.
Oh, I see the fish now. I see him. Yeah, I can see him.
That's a bit of a bad cast, but there's one.
So even fishing just slightly under the surface like this, you'd expect still to see a head turn or a follow.
Yeah, you should see the head turn, or him at least follow it for a few centimetres, meters. They weren't taking much else, so I changed to the shrimp, and he smashed it first time. It's the natural food in the river. They love the ranunculus weeds, so a nice little rainbow. Immaculate condition.
So that would be about the average size for the rainbows, Tom?
Yeah, about the average size for the rainbows. I'll slip him back.
Well, that was a nice rainbow. Tom didn't get the hook up. As usual, I'm messing around with the cameras. I'm not even fishing, guys. Do you know how bad this is for me? It can't be good for a fishing journalist's health and safety, should it? To be on a fishery like the River Test and not even casting a line. But it's more important to get you guys some footage. Anyway, stopped raining. As you can see, we've got this strange creature up there. That yellow thing. Been a while since we've seen it, but I settled for no rain. And of course, with better light, I don't have polarising glasses, so I can't really see too much at the moment. With better light, should be able to spot more fish. Hopefully, Tom is probably going to get another hook up, I hope. And I'd like to be able to show you a nice brown trout as well. Let's get back up and see what he's doing up there. That deep pool on the bend at the back, difficult to fish. Got overhanging trees there. Bulk of the pace is going across that far bank. drops off behind the weed bed. Classic spot for some big fish. I'm going to go back up and see what Tom's doing. He's probably had a 4-pound wild brown while I've been away. Let's have a look. I'll settle for the rain stopping, that's for certain. Lovely looking spot here. And as you can see, all manicured. Just a little sort of thatched barn units, I guess they are. Peace and quiet. I can still hear the odd bit of traffic in the background, not much, and the odd plane, but listen, it's the UK. It's to be expected. Panic on, guys, I've actually got a fish hooked up. It's a second one. And this rod, sorry to say, and reel is unbelievable. I'm going to walk down with this one. It's taking me downstream. Oh, a monster fish. It might be a wild one. I don't know. I have to check with Tom. Last one I gave a bit of pressure to. Tom says, just take it easy. Listen, I fish with any old rubbish tackle, people. I'm not saying I can't catch trout with it. I do. I can't tell you how smooth this reel is. I'm not selling them. I'm not involved at all. I'm just telling you this is, oh my God, it's a brown trout. I think it's a wild brownie. The rod, the reel, the line is like silk in my hands. I cannot tell you. And that's the honest truth. I'm being truthful. You know, I don't sell tackle. I'm just telling you what it is. I've never fished with rods, reels and line as expensive as this. And I'm going to try and get this. This is a, oh wow, I think it's a brownie. Just going to keep the even pressure on. It's such a pleasure to cast. Here he comes, here he comes. Come on, babe, come on, come to Uncle Graeme. Come to Totally Awesome. The last one was a rainbow, went all over the place, much bigger than this. And pinged out, just nipped in the nose there. Oh, what? I'll try and get you the best shot I can of this fish when I recover it. If I can get the camera lead out of the way. There we go, a nice brownie. Even stuck the hook in my finger trying to get him out. It's going to take a while to recover. Just see his gills going there. Just zoomed across, and I got a gold, one of Sid Knight's gold rib hairs here on, and I didn't think it was sinking fast enough. I have to say, I didn't think it would sink fast enough. Just keep this fish sort of there and thereabouts, so it can rest. Well, this is an Orvis reel. It's called, just so you know, Bat and Kill 2. I mean, forget the old squawk box that I use. Yes, I catch plenty of trout with it. Silk, silk, silk. Look at the line, beautiful layer line. Tapered leader, which will help you present the fly better. And the rod, I can't tell you, just absolutely weighs like nothing, like nothing. There's one very big fish up there, and that was on the gold ribbed hairs here. We just took it as it started to come around on the swing. But look how soft this is. I'm just keeping pace. Basically just where that, if I can hold the head cam still enough, that sandy patch is on the edge there is 2 trout, but the wind is a living nightmare. Keeps coming down in big swirling gusts, coming right through the river, down through the valley. So I sort of consider myself lucky to get that fish. So the rod's very tippy. There's a fast turnover in the tip. You can see there. Just one little flick and you can get pretty well. Wind's coming down here, so it's a nightmare casting, but very, very tippy rod. And it's just, look guys, look how well it's balanced, lovely. Put it downwind. Lovely balance to it there. Well impressed, but I can't afford one. This is what we're talking about, people, when we talk about the weed cut. It's not rain stop play, it's weed stop play. Weed stop casting. Now if you look at this lot, there is tons and tons coming down the river. So I'm guessing somebody's released part of the river upstream, or the weed cutting boat starting. And this is why generally they don't fish like this. If you look there, you can see absolute rafts and rafts of it coming down. Tom's actually gone to start the barbecue up, and you can see why. He is the river keeper, he knows what's happening. It's a no-go for fishing at the moment. I'm assuming it will all go through, I don't know, but there are acres and acres of it up there. It's like cutting your lawn underwater, isn't it really? It's like trimming everything. But of course, maybe it allows more fish to be cast to, I don't know. There's certainly no shortage of it coming down. I'd have thought with all those bits and pieces disturbed that the fish would start feeding. Not that you can get a fly to them, but you know, I thought all those bits and pieces, insects disturbed, I don't know. If I see a gap in it, I will be casting, trust me. Mind you, it's when you hook a fish, it's a bit of a one-way ticket, isn't it, in that weed. He's on.
Oh, he's done me. Nice rainbow.
Good show. Well, some of the weed, the bulk of it seems to have gone through, so I've come right back up the top end here. I did spy a tiny, tiny fish I see over there. I think it's a little baby wild brownie. And he's moving what I call off station, on and off. He might take, I don't know. He looked at it. And there's the reason they don't fly fish in the weed cut, as you can see. End of. Oh, now I've lost the sun. I think I see him. I think I see him. Oh, I missed one then. Oh, I missed. Oh, I got weed on. I got weed on. I missed a second fish. There was another one up there that I didn't see. It'd be nice just to show you people what a baby wild brownie looks like. Here we go. Here we go. No. Oh, I've got one. Oh, I lost him. What a shame. What a shame just to show you a wild brownie. Oh. Guys, I have trouble with the camera, but I've just hooked up. It's a rainbow. He's going downstream in the weed. I'm gonna have to grab the net and follow him, I think. Oh, I've got a whack of weed on there. Grab the net quick. Hang on, guys. This could be turning into a disaster. A disaster. I've got the net. I've got to get downstream. I've grabbed the net. Got the rainbow hooked up. But I've got a great big clump of weed on there. Oh, I think he might have swum out. I'm hoping there's another gap to play him out with. I mean, I think I might get rid of the wife, divorce her and marry this outfit. It's absolutely sweet. I can't tell you how smooth it is to use, the drag system, the rod. It really is. It was a nice rig, a nice rig. Oh no, more weed. Pretty sure this is a rainbow. I don't need those weed rafts. But you can see what I mean about, if you give up, well, I'll never get up fishing, do you? If you do give up, you won't catch her sitting there on the bench. Nearly said the workbench. I do too much work. Look at this rod, it's a sweetie. Now the fish is fighting the current as well as fighting this rod bend. Just hope we could just ease him in and show you what a result if I could get a rainbow and a brown out of the river test stretch I've never fished or even seen before. Oh yes, he is a game one for certain. Oh no, 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 no more weed, no more weed. All I saw was the fish move and flash, that's all I saw. And he's got more and more weed on him. I'm going to have to. Does anybody know how that net works? Oh no, he's got a lot of drag on there. Oh, he's going for the other bank, he's going for the other bank. No, 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 stop all that nasty business. Come on, come back to Totally Awesome Fishing Show. We only want to show you for the camera for YouTubers. You can see what I said about don't give up because the weed cuts on? Because I just figured there must be loads of bits of food coming down. I'm not saying the whole main rafts of weed, but there must be loads of food coming down and make them feed. Please don't ping off. One more. Oh, what? Get in there. Right, I'm going to leave this one in the net. Flies out. Just show you briefly if I can get him out. Now don't get Uncle Graeme wet, please don't get Uncle Graeme wet. Beautiful river test rainbow. In we go. Just let him recover because he gave me a really good scrap. I'm well pleased. I think the others have stopped fishing. He's going. There he is. Just. I keep dead still, you might be able to see him down there. Gone. Result. And I'm not worried about this as long as it's not big mats of weed. On again, people, on again. Stripping me out, stripping me out. Oh my God. It's a rainbow again. Casting up then, I watch the line. Do a bit of free shooting one-handed while the fish is doing his thing down here. Kicking and thrashing. It's a bit of a risk. But listen, there's nobody around to help me film and fish or turn the handle. Let's put the camera back on my head and see if we can get some bit of action. Fights like a rainbow. Probably the difficult one was the brownie. It's nice to get that out of the way. The drag is silky smooth. Not a loud ratchet, loud enough. See the weed building up on the line, on the leader there. Well, don't forget that's a tapered leader. So it's thicker at this end and thinner at the other end. So all the pressure is going to be on, if it slides down the line towards the fish, it's going to rest up against the fish. That gives the fish something to shake against, to pull against a solid. And he could either break that tip at the end point where it's tied to the hook, or he could just pull the hook out. And I think that's what's probably been happening because I have lost a couple. Let's get this one out from underneath the weed. Oh no, no more weed, please no, please no. Oh, there you go. There's a piece of weed, there's the hook, and the trout's gone. It's really almost worth losing that fish to show you guys. There's nothing I could do about it, but you can see, look, the hook just pinged out because the fish got that extra piece of weed and could pull against it. I'm still fishing on. There's something big on the bottom down here. I don't know whether it is in fact a trout or not, but I'm watching the line here where it enters the water, and if it stops, and I just lift into it. Oh, I just did it guys, I just did it again. I just did it again. This one I'm going to get a bit quicker. Yeah, I'm hoping I might be able to slow motion that. It might be able to slow motion that one. I'm going to get this one a little bit quicker if I can to keep him out of the weed. I've got him. Beautiful looking fish, this one. I'm going to lay down here and hope I don't lose my car keys. There's the nymph. Right in the front. Oh, no, that's, oh, God. Oh, I'd have bought some Head and Shoulders if I'd known I was going to have a shower. And there's the fish. What a beauty. I'm just going to clear a patch in the weed for him and he can go zooming away. Look, that would have lost me the fish. That's why I got it in quickly. I wonder how many more are in these deep pools. If I continue fishing like this, watching the line go in the water. Well, also going in the water was the most amazing piece of machinery I've seen since, what, the Second World War, maybe the First World War. This is the weed cutter, so heavy. Tom has to put these track supports down there. And look at the size of the teeth, double rows of teeth there that are the actual cutting edge of technology, I would say. Apparently these are made specially for weed clearing on these rivers. And they have a huge big boom at the back with all those teeth on there. It's lifted up like that because obviously it's going to tip back and slope into the water, and we don't want to break it, do we? The horses look like wild Mustangs of Wyoming. Absolutely going crazy because of this machine going in the water. They've never seen anything like it. Frisky or what? I don't know. It's already in the water at the moment, but this horse is going completely doolally, as was his friend. Well, slightly less doolally. Is absolutely howling, almost impossible to cast in. The other guys are packed up with the weed and the wind, so all I'm doing, I'm casting upstream, I'm letting the Nymph sink, and they just tweak the rod top about barely an inch just to pop that fly, just to give it some form of animation. Look at this wind. I've got the, I must be the only person short of a millionaire that's got the entire fishery to myself. So I pick up when it comes around the back here, send it upstream, there, and I keep pace with it as I'm coming down, don't forget, and I just give it the occasional little tweak, just to impart some sort of action to that fly. I think I'm going to move down to these other swims, people, because there could be little pools there, not knowing the fishery obviously. Tom probably knows all the fish first name terms. Good old-fashioned still water stalking pays dividends, maybe. there's a big fish just over the other side of this. And because it's in between what I call fishing, regular fishing areas, I'm hoping he hasn't been covered yet. It's a rainbow just down here. I do not need any weed on the line. This is a nice fish. I've got him on. Oh man, I've got him on. Big fish, big fish, big fish, big fish. Oh, this one is probably going to get lost. That was as sweet as you could ever want upstream nymph fishing. I hope I've got it on camera. I'm not going to mess around. I'm going to try and walk this down to the next swim. If he'll come. There's nowhere I can net the fish here. No, I've got to come back. He wants me to come back. Oh, all fishing so hazardous here. Do you know, I don't know how deep the bank is, do I? I don't know where the other swim is. Well, listen, even if he comes off, you've seen stalking that fish individually has got me a hook up with a really, really nice rainbow. I need him to go over there. I need him over there farther. And then I need to get him down. See if we get this way. Okay, we might get lucky. I'm going to old school it. And what I used to do for barbel is to come. Oh, there's a gap. There's a gap. There's a gap. Right now I've got a chance. Now I've got a chance. I just don't need the rafts of weed. Just like to show you this one. It's a beauty. Oh, mamma mia! I think I might have to take this one first time, boys. I don't think I can manage to. I don't think my nerves would hold out because there's all this weed that hasn't been cut yet. He can bury into that big time. Oh no 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 no! Oh, look at him rip that out. Now, if I'd have tried to break that and stop that, then he would definitely have broken me off. Come on, Mr. Fish, give me a break. Just give me a break. Just give me a break. Just give me a break. Got to watch that pressure. The rod hooped over. Oh no, he doesn't want to know. He does not want to go. Come on, babe. I'm sorry she's taking a long time to land, people. It's the way it is. You got something like a 3 or 4 pound tippet on the end and a fish this size. I've got him. Oh my God, there's nobody here to believe it. Look at the size of this one. Oh my God. It's just a quick look. He's getting close to 5 pounds. That is a cracker. That is a cracker. Away he goes. Yeah, it's quite a long cut. Oh, I turned a big fish then. Big fish. Oh no. Let's try this one again, please. Just at the back of that piece of weed over there. Oh no, I'm going to put into the weed. Turned a big fish over then. That could have been. Oh, I'm in the weed. That could have been 4+ that one, guys. I'm not kidding. It's a big fish. Needs that tree cutting down there, but that's why the fish are there. I did fancy this one. I did fancy this pool, I have to say. I just got to find a way of trying to get through that. If it wasn't for that piece of weed there, I'd probably be okay. Ah, and I got weed on the hook. It's a bit of a tough one. My fly casting here is not the greatest because I'm so restricted. Come on, I'm trying to shake the line so it stops it sinking, too much. Well, we've moved to another stretch, another Orvis stretch, further downstream. We were further upstream, we now move further downstream. This has been cut by that weed cutting boat this morning, so it's all clear. Hopefully the fish can see the fly maybe, because you're going to cover more area without worrying about the weed beds. And as you can see, it's much wider, much slower. Some areas apparently are deeper, and Tom's up on the next area up there casting away, so he's obviously expecting something. And I've had a fish here in front of me as soon as I walked up, going downstream, so I couldn't really cover it properly. But we'll just work away and see what we get. Well, Tom's first cast, I would think that one was, on the other stretch. What do you think, Tom's first cast?
Yeah, first cast.
First cast.
Straight away.
I'm calling that river keeper's luck.
Hope he doesn't come off.
A brownie too, yeah. Get in. Lovely.
Nice little.
Yeah, well, it just goes to show you if that was cut this morning on this particular stretch, it's not put them off at all, is it?
No.
Well, it is late afternoon, 10 to 6. You'd think there'd be dry fly hatching. That's what we're sort of hanging on for. I've got to be honest, I think I'm done. The weed's starting to come down. And you can see up here the wind has just come up. You might hear in the microphone. It's roaring. Looks very pretty. I'm tucked in a gap between some trees here. It's looking good, but I cannot see with the low light and the ripple on the water. I cannot see any trout at all. No doubt they're in there. It's just that Uncle Graeme can't see them. The other problem is light tackle, light rods. If I can't get out there in this wind and feel the takes, there's little point in using heavy line, heavy rods, heavy leaders, bigger flies. You're still going to spook the fish. So it might be all over by the shouting. The other lads are all upstream. I've done the circuit round on the carrier. I've walked far enough at my age, but we've had some great sport, or I certainly had some good shot. I was really impressed in that weed cutting boat. It shows you how it has to be managed. Otherwise, all rivers go to seed. If you just leave them, they will go to seed and end up being choked with weeds. So they have to be managed, and there's all those sort of costs that go into running these pristine trout environments, I'm going to call them. The trout are very lucky to be living like this. Well, been really enjoyable today. The wind has been against me personally. I've done pretty well on that other stretch. I don't know whether I'm going to get to walk away with this beautiful Orvis outfit or not. I fear not, but it's very nice, very pleasant to use. I have not got my arm aching, elbows aching, wrist aching from a full day's fly casting. So it is, no question, a very nice outfit. If you fancy giving it a go, you can book these places up. It's not all private, not all syndicate. You can book this up. Have a look online. And we'll see you next time. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button on both channels, TAOUTDOORS and Totally Awesome Fishing Show. We'll see you guys the next time. I've no idea what I'll be fishing for. Well, I've no idea what I'll be catching, to be honest.